Welcome to Getting Aligned, a human design podcast where we dive into the endless journey of self-discovery using human design. This podcast is created for individuals who want to know how human design can assist them on the road towards self-awareness, healing, and personal growth by uncovering the unique blueprint that shapes each of us. From practical insights to profound revelations, Getting Aligned will be your companion on this transformative journey as we collectively step into our purpose. Whether you're new to human design or a seasoned explorer, there's something here for everyone. So, grab your favorite beverage, settle into something comfortable, and let's embark on this adventurous journey of self-discovery together. It's time that we all rediscover who we were born to be. Okay, welcome back to another episode of this podcast. I'm your host, James Williams, and today I have the GOAT, my favorite school counselor, the visionary consultant, Shatiera Porte'e, author of I Forgive Myself for Forgetting Myself. I am so excited. Shatiera, what's up?
I'm so happy to be here. And you said all the titles and all the right words in the right sequence. I'm so excited. Thank you for having me, boo. I'm so happy to be here. Congratulations on your podcast. You are doing your thing. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, my love. Let us start with a simple but yet powerful breathing exercise. I need to call on my ancestors. I need to call on my spirit guides to come and facilitate our conversation today, because when you and I get together, baby, look, this is still
Listen, they're here.
baby.
They are here. They've been here last night. They flew in. They stayed the night. I put them up in the best of the best. And they had their breakfast. They had their tea. They ready to go, baby. They are with us. So we are covered. We are protected. We are good.
We got this. Let us start by getting settled in a comfortable position, and comfortable is whatever that means for you. Bringing your attention to your breath, the natural cycles as it comes in and feeling everything as it is as it exhales. Breathing in forgiveness, and exhale control. Breathing in forgiveness, and letting go of control with the exhale. Breathing in forgiveness, and exhaling control. Whenever you're ready, wiggling your fingers and toes, bring ourselves back to our shared space.
Ooh, thank you.
Thank you. What was the exercise like for you?
It was really good because I just was doing some breathing, the 10-second pause breathing where you think and you feel and you release with choose. In the past, breath work has been very intimidating for me and very difficult. So I'm learning to lean in to be able to just do what I can do and whatever that means to me. So as you have the amazing calming voice, let's just say that, period. So to be able to come in and receive that just coming on was very refreshing. It was welcoming, it was warm. I felt safe. And I think for me, it felt really good. It gave me a sense of lessening my shoulders with tension because all of my tension goes there, but it also gave me some energy. I feel hyped. I'm ready. Yes. Tag me in, baby.
Tag, let's do it.
So thank you. That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
I am so glad. Sometimes simple and right to the point, straightforward and simple does wonders when it comes to grounding work, to body work, to breath work. Shatiera, tell us about yourself, what you do. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Yes. So, as James said, everybody, my name is Shatiera Porte'e. I'm your visionary consultant. I'm your favorite school counselor. I am a dope girl with a vision, aka the GOAT, period. I have two businesses that I'm so proud of that are fairly new, which is School Counselors on Wheels, which we are a year in.
Congratulations! We celebrating.
And you have been here during that journey. So I just appreciate your support. And then we have a Dope Girl Vision where it's about 2 years in. So I'm proud of that as well. And, as a visionary consultant, I work just really hard to empower women and young girls. I want to help and teach them how to blossom within, to empower them with their self-love, their confidence, and just to learn how to celebrate themselves. I host workshops, writing workshops, empowering events. And I also am an education consultant where I go into the education community and I do professional development trainings. I mentor, I coach. So I'm really about just empowering people, targeting and getting them focused on what they want to do, on their purpose and their vision, and telling them they could do it. And I'm just really here, just to be able to be a vessel to empower people. I'm also an author. I'm a motivational speaker, baby. So I'm in these speaker streets. I travel the world internationally to remind people to forgive themselves, never forget who you are, and to celebrate yourself, period.
Listen, every time, like, you are an freaking inspiration to the masses. My queen, you are an inspiration to the masses. Like, you are helping people blossom, male and female. Like, you are doing it without even knowing, without even trying. It's just who you are.
While I'm doing it myself too. So it's not like, okay, I'm over here and you over here, baby. We doing this thing together because this is a continuous journey. You continue to blossom. You continue to forgive. You continue to celebrate yourself. You continue to do your work. You continue to heal. So I'm just want to be able to just walk in my purpose. I'm in alignment. I'm listening. I have faith. And I'm in a space where I can also be able to share and say, I've been there. I understand. I get it. And you may not have the words. I understand the process of it, but let me just share with you my process. It may look similar. It might be totally different, but you're not alone. And let's be able to continue this together. And my philosophy is, especially, is you don't have to fix your crown alone. Adjust it, tilt it, or anywhere. I got you. We here together. So, we're going to do this thing. And we not no punks. We're not going to run from life. We're not dropping the mic. We keep going, and it's just that you can do this. Never negotiate your self-worth, never give up on yourself. So I'm just happy to be here, to be able to do this and be able to do this from a learning perspective, a growth mindset perspective, and also a healing, continuing to heal perspective journey that I'm on.
Absolutely. Shatiera, tell the listeners a little bit about how we came to connect and how we know each other.
Yes, so I am so honored to been able to have met James. He's a brother that I have been missing. He's a friend that, and especially in a male, ladies, it's a male that you just need to have in your life that you can go to and talk about anything. And he has been able to just be that. And I just want to say thank you. We met in our social work incubator. It was facilitated by Christina Brodwick Royce. Shout out to Chrissy. Yes. We love you. And everyone, we were able to be in an incubator space in a community for about 4 months where we met weekly, we worked together. And then I was able to finally meet James this summer in Pompano Beach in Florida at a speaker boot camp. I recognize speaker boot camp with Dr. Kristen Guillory. Dr. G, what up, baby? And the rest is history. He is someone who I think James, like, even before we was able to speak, and I think I just noticed your energy in the incubator. Like, we were on mute, we were listening, but I just saw it was something about you, your loving, your personality. I just was like automatically attracted to it. You have something about you that you make me laugh harder than anybody else. He laughs for days. I love his laugh. Like, I love it. I say stuff on purpose just so he can laugh. He don't even know it. So I just let the cat out the bag. But he's amazing. I like the way he dances. We just joke. He's just like my hype person. And he always, he says it, but even without saying it, he always meets me where I'm at, no matter what day, time, what season it is, what retrograde it is, period, what new moon, full moon cycle it is. He meets me where I am. He doesn't break me down. He always encourages me. He gets it. And he also sometimes sits back and be like, you know what, let me see where Shatiera's coming from, or Shatiera can see where I'm coming from. So it's just that reciprocity and that respect that we have for each other. And this is new, y'all. This is not even a year. It's within 6 months probably of developing and being able to cultivate this type of friendship and colleague and all of that. So I just appreciate you.
I appreciate you so much. And that's what's so, for me, going back to the energy you keep, right? And how important it is to bring yourself around people and to be around people who are all about lifting up and inspiring, because when you continue to engage or continue to be around individuals who are draining of your energy,
right,
you tapped out in so many different ways. When you ask for healthy connections, when you ask for new friendships, when you ask for new partnerships in this world, you have to let go of the people and the places and the things that no longer serve you, right? Because just like, we talk a lot about getting rid of our clothes, right? And like making space for new clothes. We got to do the same thing with people.
Right.
Right. We got to say goodbye to the people that don't serve us so that it can make space for the people that we've been calling on. Girl, you came into my life at the time it was written in the freaking stars, because I needed to take forgiveness and I needed to make it turn inward. I was continuously reaching out, expending all of my energy trying to get someone else to forgive me for something I'd done, right? And so when you literally was like, my book's coming out and it's called I Forgive Myself, there was a visceral somatic response in my body that was like, you got to buy that book. And I was like, I'm good. I think I'm good, right? Like, and so that's how your book came. That's like you came in at the right opportune time. But I want to know about your journey to getting to the point where you needed to write this book, I Forgive Myself for Forgetting Myself. Can you take us back to like what got you to that process?
Right. So it was last year in 2021. I'm gonna start a little bit back in April. I went to Audrey Retreats. She is a Black writing coach, killing it in Atlanta. I went to Atlanta. She had a writing retreat one day, went down there, wanted to start doing my memoir, a memoir piece. And I was there and I started writing about my mom. And I was blocked. I couldn't write. I left that weekend with maybe a page. And I felt so defeated. I felt so like, is this for me? What's going on with me? And I sat on it and I walked away. Now, mind you, I've been trying to write a book since 2016. And then when I found her and she was doing these writing retreats, I said, okay, let me just try this thing. So I went down there, couldn't do it. Was like, okay, this is not working. She sent out another invitation to be able to go away writing retreat, and it was in Cabo. And I always wanted to go to Cabo. I know I do well with just my inner peace and me being able to tap in another part of me at water. So it was in August of that same year, 2021, where I went to Cabo. I went for a writing retreat, got there. By Friday, Sunday, Monday, I left. I had a whole manuscript. I started to write, I Forgive Myself for Forgetting Myself. I didn't know that was a title yet, but I wrote that book, not a memoir, but it was like pieces of me, of what did I need to do? What did I need to hear? And basically what coached me to get to writing, what coached me in my life, because I started my healing journey. I've been in counseling, and I wrote kind of like, I took that book, I Forgive Myself for Forget Myself, as my journal, but also prompts and things I needed to say to myself, questions I needed to ask myself, affirmations that I needed or that helped me get through life. I put that in that book. And from that, I started a coaching program, Coached by Job. Love her. Follow her on Instagram, y'all. She had a 5-day challenge, and then I started to be participating in her 8-week coaching program. And she had me do an assignment where I had to write a list of all of my accomplishments for the year. And she had me do that because she wanted me to look at, why do I dim my light? Why do I second guess myself? Why do I not plug myself in? Like, where is this coming from? So I was able to write 110 things, y'all. Can y'all believe it? Your girl wrote 110 accomplishments and wins from that assignment. And when I looked at the assignment, I said, okay, listen, you just did that, right? You just did this. You wrote these things. Why do you still dim your light? Why do you still play small? What's up with you? And I realized it took me back to when I was 18. It took me back then, but then I started really going back, and I'll talk about that in a minute. It started taking me back to when me and my mom had an argument, and she made me feel like I was a mistake and I wasn't, I wasn't enough. And I let that, and along with my school counselor who told me I couldn't do things, just a lot of things that implanted in my brain that I wasn't good enough and that I was a mistake. And I let that take over my life for 20 years. So when I tapped into this healing journey, what I was working on, and looked at, like, no, look at all you came and reflect. I knew I had to forgive me. So I had to talk to myself. I had to start pouring into myself. One assignment, I was driving and I had to start talking to myself and filling myself up cup. And one of the things I said to myself, Shatiera, you are dope. You are amazing. You are enough. I forgive you. I forgive you for forgetting about you. I forgive you for playing so small. I forgive you for not honoring your worth. I forgive you for not thinking you were enough. And that's where I said, wow, that's the title of the book. And that's the part in this moment last year that I have to start digging deep in and start healing that part of me. Because if I don't, James, no matter what accolade I get, no matter what accomplishment I get, no matter how many books I become bestseller, I be a millionaire, a billionaire, a trillionaire, I'm not going to be able to sit in that comfortably and honor that, because I'm still hurting and I don't think I'm good enough. And that's kind of how that process started, where it opened up my mindset, and I'm still on this journey. And even this year, I had to sit down in this chair that I'm sitting, that I face in front of you. Like, I had to call out people. I had to do other things to forgive myself. So allowing myself to not only forgive my mom and forgive other people, it made me turn in to forgive me, because it made me look at, if I could forgive them because they're not who they are today,
Absolutely.
I want people to forgive me because I'm not who I was yesterday. I'm not who I was last week. What I did was not intentional. If you know me, it's not that, but I want to be able to forgive, and I want to be able to be forgiven if the person and I are able to receive that, and in that place in our lives that we have the capacity to do that. So forgiveness to me has become this whole journey of my healing. And that's how it kind of started. And I'm still on it.
Literally, you know what? It's so interesting. And I cut you off. It is so interesting how no matter what spaces I continue to show up in, or whatever spaces we continue to show up in, there's always these common themes about dimming lights for others, right? It's always about, I am not the same person I was an hour ago, a day ago, right? And it always comes back to working on self.
Right. You so right. And it's hard work, because I think when I went into, I'm gonna be honest, I never even shared this out loud. So when I started to do that, and I started that process in my mind, I thought, okay, I did it. It's done. I don't got, like, I'm good. I forgive. I'm better. I'm healed.
Done.
I got my medicine. No, I want to say 4 months later, I sat and ate my humble pie and had to do it again. And then I shared the other day where it was someone in particular that I had to. So I started listing everybody, saying their names out loud. And when I got to certain people, I was still tight and mad. I couldn't even do it. I said, no, I'm not going to be fake. I'm not going to not really own this. I'm not ready to heal with that person yet. I'm not ready to forgive. I'm not ready to let go. So we're going to circle back. And then more recently, that was a couple of months went by. And now, because I continue to do some more work and to continue to look at me, and I'm like, okay. So like, I thought that once I did it and said it, it was done, and it's not, baby.
The words "I forgive you" or "I forgive myself" does not do, it's not done. This is a, you said it beautifully. It is a journey.
Right. Capital J, baby.
It came out, your book came out in divine timing when it absolutely needed to.
Right, right. And I'm glad that it did, because what I tell people too, like, back in the day, like, the chicken soups and the diary, like, this is something where I think that you can continue to read over and over again, that you can use it just for your personal life, then read it again for your career life, and then your professional life, and then your relationship. And I think it's something that you can continuously to work on. And I constantly reset and start from day one. And sometimes there's days where you stuck on that one page. There's a page in there that says, I forgive this person in this moment right now. List the name and say it. And a lot of people say, I got stuck on that page. I'm stuck there. Like, so there's different ways for you to be able to guide yourself. And once you look at the book, y'all, there's in the back, there's like different writing plans. There's different things of writing a letter to yourself. There's so many different things that you can do to be able to look at yourself in a different way. And it's at the same time, it's not to tear you down. It's also to encourage you. So after every prompt, there's an affirmation and there's a quote to make you feel like, baby, light yourself up. Do what you got to do. You are bomb, and we are getting through this, even with this,
You did something so beautifully with your book, and the whole thing was beautiful.
Thank
you did something that was challenging and beautiful, and it was the I Forgive Myself challenge that we had did on Instagram Live. You had us do a couple of techniques that, girl, I tell you, I was like, Shatiera, you don't know, I ain't about to do this. We ain't about to do this. And I said to myself, why are you resistant?
Right, because it's uncomfortable for you.
So uncomfortable. And it was the report card season.
Listen.
And we in the fourth quarter. So technically,
this week of December, get your grades. Who's coming with you in 2023? Inventory checklist. That's in the book, y'all. Who's coming with you? You talked about evaluating people, places, and things, and looking at vibration and your vibrations, right? And when you do these report cards and your own assessment, give yourself a grade.
That part.
A grade, and what's coming with you.
Because we are so quick. This is what I've learned and what I've come to learn. And this is, as well as being a therapist and now a speaker, a coach, and a professor, a healer. Right. We are so quick. I'm just saying all that. I'm like, whoa, that's a lot.
You saw it. Listen, I see you credentials.
That I learned is we are so quick to point the other finger at when someone is, and I've said this in so many episodes, when someone is bulldozing through our lives, we are quick to point them out. We're ready to shout them out. We're ready to put them on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We're ready to call them out for what they've done. Right. But if I were to ask you to put yourself on blast for a moment,
right?
Grade yourself.
Right.
Talk about what parts you play in the relationships that you are in.
Right.
How many people would be willing to do it?
Right. And authentically and honestly.
Authentically.
Because the first thing it is, oh no, I gotta, I know what I do. Do you do it well? How do you serve? How do you show up? Is it consistent? Is it authentic?
That part.
Is it leading with love? And I constantly do that every day when I do my recap, and I started my journaling every day again. It's just kind of like, and I'm not here to pick. Mine is more self-reflection. Yes. What experiences, what happened to the day, what my interactions that happened and took place, but how did I respond to it? Is I can't blame you for showing up like you. I can only look and evaluate how I respond to you, James. Yes. Because of my mental and what I want to do every day with that, and how I want to vibrate Howard, and what type of vibrations and, you know what I mean, things I'm allowing in my life. Just because, and you can have a bad day, whatever you're going on, but it's really my sole responsibility to control Shatiera.
Yes.
And that's what it really is. So it really is, Shatiera, what did you get today? Because some days are not perfect and we're still growing. You know what? I had a hard C+ because I reacted before I thought.
Yes. Right?
But then today I really had an A- because you know what? I did my breath work before responding. I took my 10-second pause, right? I just didn't say anything. Yes. You know what I mean? So I was able to take a walk and really, really looking at that. So I think anybody that can do that assignment already is brave enough to do it, because some people, even on that challenge, James, they said, right, I don't think I could do this right now. They said it as soon as I gave the assignment. I don't think I could do this right now.
Yes.
Remember? You know what I mean?
And that's a good grade.
Right.
That's what you like. They're like, I'm giving myself an F. It's like, no, baby, because that's a good to acknowledge when you can't or are not ready to do something is one of the healthiest things I think anybody can do.
Right.
Because you're being honest.
Yeah. And not forcing yourself into something when you're not ready, because that can cause damage too. It's a difference too. Like, are you being fearful and just not taking the risk, or you just know I really, with every part of it, just not ready, but I'm not running away from it. I'm going to try. But you also, in that moment, saying I'm not ready, I'm going to try back later. I'm going to try back tomorrow. So you have an action plan with it. You're just not giving up or not saying you're not going to do it. But you have, like, a plan that when you are ready, going to take your baby steps to do it,
I'm like, because every time I love when people don't realize how much I listen and take in.
You're good.
It's so interesting because sometimes I remember, and this is probably a conversation we had as well. It was like sometimes I'm the person that like I need to talk out loud to say something to understand whether something works for me or not, right? So that's a little bit of that energy that we talk about. Is what type of energy are we around? What type of energy do we put out into the world? I say something and I'm like, that doesn't really sound right. And I'm already doing a self-reflective process of like, nope. But I really do listen to what a lot of people say because I know I cannot do this life alone. I can't handle my assignments in solitude and isolation. They don't work. Yeah. So I need to reach out to my resources, and it could just be a hey, and all of a sudden I'm walking away like what with a willingness, and I might not be the person that visibly it looks like I'm taking it for, but I am literally I don't understand myself half the time, and I keep going back to like really needing to understand energy work. Because my looks I have so many looks to say the least. When you speak, Shatiera, I'm like, damn, I wish I had this. I wish she was my school counselor when I was in, and not to shout out to Ms. Bruno. I love you. You saved my life. You saved my life. You saved my life. You did. But I'm like, damn, if I had a school counselor, a visionary consultant, and an educator that was really telling me about the forgiveness work of self, knowing and monitoring where you put your energy, moving in silence. Like all these lessons that you and I have come across, have shared with one another.
Right. Doing it together.
Like we just finished, this powerful energy work where what spaces you are around, again, what energy are y'all collectively going towards?
Right.
And I was like, and every time I listen to something, I do this, I might not write stuff down, but I do a whole mental reflection of like, damn, you're right. When I'm around this circle of people, the energy seems to be about bashing someone, right?
That's honest. That's honest, James, because we can't sit around and be like, we don't be sitting around and people that's not around that do that type of stuff. So I'm glad you said that. That's real, because I used to be around that. And last year I had to tell them, I can't. We only do this. Yes. I can't do that. You either can come with me. And I had these conversations. Some was like got it and some took it personal. But I'm glad you said that, because sometimes we are a part of it so much we don't think of it as a bad thing. So I'm just glad that you are giving examples and us being able to sit with that and not think, because we all have done it, but just change it. So go ahead. Definitely, you're right. And
it's like, and it never matters if you're the person doing it. You are still in that energy cycle. You're still in that energy space. Right. Like, it's like, oh, my friends are doing it, but it's not me. That still doesn't matter. That's still the energy you are going around. If they're in that circle and you're in that circle, it's like the universe is literally listening. So what energy you are around, it doesn't matter if you are the person doing it, you still are around it. And so when I don't remember what day that was in that 30-day challenge we did, but I was like, see, this is why a part of me always wanted, like, I pull out when it's like, let's do this thing. I'm always like, I'm assessing and analyzing 3 steps ahead. I'm like, who's going to be there? Like, boop, boop, boop. No, thank you. Right? Because I know either I don't have the energy and I'm literally tired, or we've been doing a lot of self-work since
Right.
January, February.
Right.
I can't remember, right? Like
in the middle of end of January, beginning of February. We think about it. We've been doing stuff that usually take people 5 years. Look at all the stuff we've been doing every day, and the investments and programs, the things that we've been doing.
Like a lot. So energy is important. What you go around is important. Who you are around impacts your own outcome, your own destiny. And you have to, and I think this leads to the other question about what are some of the barriers, Shatiera, that you faced on your journey. What are some of the barriers you faced while working on forgiveness of self?
I have experienced so much, but my 3 top, James, and I'll go into them each one by one. The first one was faith. I had to, my initial was fear. I was so fearful. I was scared. I was, and that was because of my mindset. So having faith was learning to have faith has been a barrier, but I'm learning to it. So I had to recently surrender. I had to say what I'm currently doing at this point to get to my next season, to get to my next level, to get to my next journey, my next win celebration. I have to surrender my fear. I got to turn in my wardrobe of fear, and I got to put the drapes and the queen outfit of faith on, and I have to surrender so that I can be able. So what I do now is everything is going to be okay, and everything's going to work out, because you know what? However it works out, whether it takes me a day, if it takes me 2 years, I'm going to get there. But I have faith that I'm going to get there, and I have a higher power that's going to guide me there. So faith, I had to learn to believe. So I think in my life, I've always used to say, God, when you going to give me my diploma? When am I going to graduate from this thing called life? Like, I'm just moving and gooving, and these things happen. I'm tired. Like, didn't I do enough? Didn't I do enough cartwheels, backflips, and splits and stuff? And I still got to go through this. But I had to realize, no, baby, because your way is not working, because you keep dating the same people. You keep having the same type of friends. You keep having the same type of results that you're unhappy with, that you're not satisfied with, but you're complaining about what the universe is doing to you, but you're not evaluating and doing your inventory checklist and checking the people, places, and things that you're surrounding yourself with. So that's why you got the same kind of circle, and it's going back and back and back. So I had to have faith. I had to surrender and do that. My next thing is forgiveness and letting go. So I had to give myself permission. I had to first talk to myself and say, listen, baby, you ready. You got to give yourself permission to let that stuff go, to let that pain go, to forgive not only yourself but others, that you did the best that you could do with what you knew and what you had. And because you know better now, you're doing better. You're continuing to be teachable. You're continuing to learn. You're continuing to educate yourself and invest in yourself. So more and more that you educate, that you learn, but then you implement and you use an action plan to do the work and continue to do this, baby. You're able to do these things. So that was another barrier that I had to learn how to forgive, give myself permission. Right? And lastly, that I'm currently working on, that is eating me up, baby. Woo! I'm praying every day for this, but it's part of my journey now, is my confidence. So I'm, now that I have the faith and I'm leaning into faith, faith is going to allow me to believe, right? Believe and have the faith to be able to have the confidence to believe in me, to plug me, to fill up my cup. I am the best damn cheerleader for everybody else. But when it comes to Shatiera, and I look around, because I know that, how I root and how I cheer, I don't have the same type of backing in this corner, but it's okay, because it first got to come with me. And then when I learn how to continue to have faith, let go of the pain, and have the confidence, I'm going to be able to step into this confidence that I am all that in a bag of chips, and everything else that comes with it, with my people. I believe you, James, when you tell me I'm dope and I'm the visionary consultant and I'm the queen. I'm going to believe you, because I now believe myself, and I have the confidence in myself to sit there and be able to say yes, 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 yes. So those have been my 3 barriers. I think they're very similar, and a lot of people deal with those, but those are recurrent barriers that not only did I take the chisel, the hammer, the fire, I had to break these babies down. And even so, there was another wall. You know how you dig up floors and there's another layer, another layer. I have multiple layers of those barriers. And I'm currently in like the 7th layer, trying to still, because I know that it's almost done. I know that I'm going to continue to get through it. So those are my barriers, boo.
Yes. My God. I'm telling y'all, if y'all have not worked with Shatiera in any freaking capacity, you are missing out.
Thank you, boo.
On just authenticity. And because we've had so many other conversations,
Right.
I know a little bit and I understand a little bit more about what you're sharing. So I think that's also what's like,
Right.
is the Shatiera I'm talking to right now, it wasn't even the Shatiera I was talking to 2 weeks ago. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm telling y'all, like,
Right.
in all freaking honesty, she is out here doing this work.
Thank you, Lord. And you know, with us, right? I love what James said as far as being able to surround yourself with, as you're going through this, right? You said it. You said you also know that you need a support system. Some people feel like, I have friends that feel like, no, I got what I got. I got what I need. I just got to do it by myself. I agree that the work you have to do is within whatever, but I also agree that I am somebody that, relies on my support system after I look within and figure things out, to go back and say, listen, guys, this is what we're doing. This is what's going on, whatever. And I think, James, we are able to, like, just vent, right? We don't even have to say anything. We let ourselves think about it, but we also give ourselves space, our friendship space, and whatever. We also give support. We're also growing. We also look how we've elevated. Healer, professor, visionary consultant, hosting at women's empowerment events, doing writing workshops, writing
sold out power event. I'm a hype person too.
Look what doing the work and getting out of your own way, having faith, forgiving yourself, and having confidence allows you to do. Look at those things that I talked about that were barriers that I'm working on, but look how it allowed me to write a book, to have a first in-person event in 2022 that sold out in less than 3 weeks, be able to have mentors and be a mentor and coach and have mentees, and be able to now working on a next event, being able to do so many things, being a motivational international speaker. Every 2 weeks I have an event that I'm speaking at. Listen,
because you have worked hard,
right, baby,
for everything you have. Right. I think we were in somewhere the same space where I was tired of people saying, oh my God, you're so lucky. And I was like, luck ain't got nothing to do with everything that I have right now, because I have worked my behind off. Right. And it's same for you. Like every event that you have is because it is willed. It is within you.
I think also too, like, from when we went to Florida and we were able to recognize who we now are. That's really what we did. Yes, we became speakers because I didn't have my where am I at? What am I doing then? That wasn't created. Yes, we had to recognize who the hell we are. That's what we did that weekend. We were doing the work. We were planting the seeds. We were getting our business and doing all of that through the incubator. But it wasn't until we started to really pull back that layer and do our own work in that community where we said, I recognize who I am. I recognize that I'm a professor. I recognize that I'm a speaker. Like, we needed that to be able to build our confidence to now say, I now am getting clarity more so on my purpose and things. And it's yes from here. It's I am committed. You know what I mean? I believe myself. I am willing to sacrifice and be committed, but it's not really sacrifice because we are in alignment. We're focused. We're dedicated. We're committed to this journey, this process, and this work.
Dedication. And we've been we've been
consistent, even with tears, even with burnout, even with sadness. And one of the things that I am really honed on, and you said it to me, it's so crazy because I was like, what? Because we were on a chat and we were talking about a couple of weeks ago, and I had to lock out to prepare for a speech, and I was telling you, sharing, things that was going on with me, and you was like, Shatiera, and I remember because I was talking about rebirth, redirection, reset, and you said, this is what you said, and it's been coming up every week. And I just got a book that was given to me from, and you said to me, James, transformation. It was Saturday, we were talking, you was like, Shatiera, this is your transformation. Every card that I pull is transformation. The book that I just got is 21-day transformation. The things that I'm working on is self-discovery, transformation. This season that I am now in, that I'm preparing for, is transformation, and I'm transforming, and I'm a transformer because I'm going into 2023 transformed in a different season in my life. And I just want to thank you because you didn't even know, but this is when I talked about doing the work and having people in your life and around you that support you, that love you, that says the words to you that you don't even know that's the word you need until it comes face to face with you and you say, yep, I got this. Yep. This is what I do. So thank you. You have lit me up for my transformation. And every day I'm doing it, baby. You didn't even know it.
No, I've been getting a lot of goosebumps over the last couple of weeks because and I got to remind myself, like we learned in the boot camp, but of course, I am here to help people connect with the parts of themselves. Like I'm trying to take it in, right? But of course, you're here to transform. It's a continuous work though, right? It's continuous work to take feedback, to take things that people are saying and like honor and sit with it and hold it. Like, thank you for that. Thank you for those words.
Welcome, baby.
Thank you. Because the other part of me is like, no, like it. And thank you. Okay, we left off at the barriers. What are 3 tips and strategies that you have for listeners who are looking to get onto their forgiveness journey? Like, what tips do you have and strategies?
I would say definitely, for one, have faith. Do not give up on yourself. Have faith. Even when it's dark, it's cloudy, whatever it is, have faith and do not give up on you. Even for me, I had family, friends, relationships, everything, partners. I felt like gave up, if not on me, on what I was committed to. And I still never gave up. So just have faith that everything is going to fall into place and that you are the one that can create change and has control over your change. So just never give up on yourself and continue to have faith. Number 2 is continue to be a student and remain teachable. Continue to be a student and remain teachable. Life gets uncomfortable, but it brings you growth and maturity. So as you, number 1, continue to have faith and never give up, and you remain a student and you remain teachable, and when life gets uncomfortable and brings you these lessons that you're going to learn from them, that you're going to continue to lead with love and love yourself. And lastly, get excited about you. Keep that fire lit, right? As James would say, do what lights you up, but don't let that fire ever go out. Remember that you are enough, that you never negotiate your worth, and just make sure that you stay excited about you. Because if you're not excited about you and you're not bubbly about you, nothing else is going to be matter. And how you expect somebody else to? And it doesn't even matter if they do or they don't, but you always be excited about you. And that's one thing every day. I'm excited about Shatiera. I'm excited about being a visionary consultant, your favorite school counselor, your dope girl with a vision. I'm excited and thrilled to be the GOAT.
Yes.
I'm excited to be transforming because I have faith. I never gave up. I'm remaining teachable. I'm remaining student. Life is getting uncomfortable, but I'm growing and I'm still lit up, and I'm never going to negotiate my worth anymore. I have the confidence that I need, and I'm going to always remember to celebrate me.
Celebration. It does not matter how many times we have had conversations. Every time I feel like even if we say the same point, especially the celebration of ourselves, like it's never too many times to be reminded about celebrating yourself.
Right. Every day, celebrate a win. I do it with my son now. He comes home and he says, okay, I'm celebrating today just being home or having pizza today. Like just having him. At first he was like, why I gotta do it? I don't have anything. I said, you always have something, baby. So as soon as he comes in the door, he has his book bag on. He's like, all right, today I'm celebrating. And like the last week he did a neuron presentation. He was like, I killed it. I think I had an A. The other day he was like, I celebrated because we having pizza today. I celebrated because I'm tired. You know, I'm teaching him because I didn't have that. My self-esteem and my depression like started young and came as an adult, and I became a functioning depressed person. Like now that I'm able, especially as a Black male, he's Black and he's Hispanic, you know what I mean? A minority male, to be able to know that I don't need, like he needs to celebrate himself.
Absolutely.
So he is 13, about to be 14 in a couple of days, baby. I teach him to honor and celebrate himself. So as soon as he comes in, okay, I'm celebrating, whether he wants to, he has it. And one time after he was like, we ain't doing it in a couple. I'm like, okay, remind me too. So remind.
See, like all of a sudden, I don't want to do the teenagers. I don't want to do this, and then be and like, but we ain't.
And counting days.
Celebrate yourself.
Celebrate yourself. as you're listening to this podcast in this moment, this episode, just think right now, what's one thing I want to celebrate today that happened, or just anything. And for me, just being here with you, James, is a celebration. Having you in my life is a celebration. Being able to talk about my growth and how I'm able to talk about where I've been and where I'm going and what's next for me is a celebration. Being able to look at once feeling a mistake and not good enough and I'm learning to be confident in myself is a celebration. Being able to say I have a book now that sold over 100 and something copies. 100, I think it was when I checked from June to August, it was the angel number 111.
What?
A copy. So I didn't do September just yet, but from June it launched, guys. My book launched on June 21st up until the end of August. The number was 111, angel numbers, intuition. So knowing that I have a purpose, knowing that I'm supposed to be here, knowing that this book is supposed to be here and it's supposed to help transform lives and be able to remind yourself, don't ever forget about you.
Absolutely.
Just being here and being a vessel and being able to do this work. So thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to celebrate just our connection, just the divine timing. I have been asking for friendships and connections that I have been asking for the type of connections that you and I have for my entire adulthood life. And I am celebrating that it took me letting go of people that did not serve me to make space for the people that show up for me. I am celebrating every freaking accomplishment that has happened, that has come to me from being an adjunct professor to releasing this podcast. This is episode 7 of many. I am celebrating putting myself first. I am celebrating making the decisions and choices that are for me. I'm celebrating my journey of still learning how to say no. Because I got good at it and then we backslide. So I'm celebrating that journey because I remember the last couple of months of what it was like to say no and put me first. And I'm getting back to that, right? This retrograde had me learn a couple of lessons, overexhausted. I'm celebrating my spirituality. I'm celebrating my faith.
Your freedom,
my freedom.
We're not where we used to. We're not at that 9 to 5 like we used to. We are on a different journey, and to be able to pick and choose what we want to do and our boundaries. Right? I love that. I'm celebrating that with you too, baby.
Like, this is it. And so there is so many conversations that I have had with Shatiera that I wish there was a mic being recorded, because these are the conversations that I really want to pull into the podcast.
Period. Yes.
Where can listeners find you?
Yes, you guys, please follow me on IG, on Instagram at School Counselors on Wheels. And please go, if you don't have your copy now, please go to Amazon, Books A Million, Barnes and Nobles, and get your copy of I Forgive Myself for Forgetting Myself. You will not regret it. You will start learning how to forgive yourself, start knowing that you are enough, start celebrating yourself, and start having a visual and a writing routine and a resource and a tool to be able to help you get through that process. Feel free to DM me, reach out to me, follow me. I love you. James, thank you for having me. This was a blessing. I appreciate it. You filled my cup up just in this moment, and I'm full for today, baby.
Thank you. Thank you so much. As always, listeners, rate, review, subscribe, share. There might be a message that someone in your life needs to hear, and you are literally a button away from sharing this information to them. And thank you so much, as always, for tuning in for another episode of this podcast. Take care.